Let us discuss important current affairs. INS Arihant. INS Arihant is in use. INS Arihant completed its first deterrence patrol. INS Arihant completed its first deterrence patrol. With this, India entered into nuclear triad. NUCLEAR-TRIAD. With this, India entered into nuclear triad. What do you mean by nuclear triad? Nuclear triad means you can launch missiles, nuclear missiles from air, land or sea. You can launch them from air, land or sea. This is called nuclear triad. With INS Arihant completing its deterrence patrol operation successfully, India entered into nuclear triad, TRIAD. India's nuclear missiles that can be fired from air, land or sea and under sea. And India's nuclear triad: in land Agni 1, Agni 2, Agni missiles; in air Sukhoi Su-30, Mirage 2000 aircrafts, Jaguars, etc. In water, the recent 6,000 ton INS Arihant. And by 2018, we will have INS Arighat, and INS Arighat is going to be operational by 2020. Earlier it was named as Aridhaman. It was renamed as Arighat. Earlier it was named as Aridhaman. Now it was renamed as Arighat. So INS Arihant is very important. Arihant means, Ari means enemy, Hant means destroyer. Destroyer of the enemies. Arihant means destroyer of the enemies. Remember, INS Arihant. Naming of the ships is also important for exam. How each ship was named and how many countries are in nuclear triad. All P5 countries, America, Russia, China, Britain and France, they are all in nuclear triad. Now India also entered into nuclear triad. It's very important. Next, Faizabad is going to be renamed as Ayodhya. Faizabad is going to be renamed as Ayodhya. Even Allahabad, the cabinet proposed to rename it as Prayagraj. Allahabad, the UP cabinet proposed to rename it as Prayagraj. So let's see how things change. Next important thing is India, South Korea. South Korea's first lady visited India. India and South Korea have signed MOUs to strengthen cooperation in the field of tourism and also sports cooperation. India and South Korea signed MOUs. And November 5th, World Tsunami Awareness Day. November 5th is World Tsunami Awareness Day. Next, Indian Coast Guard launches new offshore patrolling vessel. Indian Coast Guard launches new offshore patrolling vessel, ICGS Varaha. New offshore patrolling vessel, ICGS Varaha. Next important news, UN World Food Programme and the e-commerce giant Alibaba. UN World Food Programme and e-commerce giant Alibaba, they are grouping together as a strategic partners to support efforts. They have become strategic partners to support efforts for elimination of hunger globally by 2030. For elimination of hunger globally by 2030. And World Food Program was established in 1961. The headquarters of World Food Program, FAO, in FAO conference, in FAO, Food and Agricultural Organization. The headquarters of FAO and World Food Program. The headquarters of FAO and World Food Program both are at Rome. Both are at Rome, Italy. Important current affairs. Both are at Rome, Italy. FAO you have to read in detail. Food and Agricultural Organization, a subsidiary organ of UNO, United Nations Organization. And in India, unemployment rate is at its peak. 6.9% unemployment rate. 6.9%. And worst of all is labor force participation rate is still fallen. Labor force participation rate. What do you mean by this labor force participation rate? Between 16 to 64 years. Between 16 to 64 years, if there are people who are willing to work, if they don't get job or still they are employed or not employed, seeking employment, they come under labor force participation. Housewives who are not willing to work, students who are preparing for various exams, full-time students between 6 to 14, they don't come under labor force participation rate. Labor force participation rate is defined as a section of working population. Labor force population rate is defined as a section of working population in the age group of 60 to 64. In the age group of 16 to 64, in the economy currently employed or seeking employment. In the economy currently who are employed or seeking employment. Those who are not seeking employment in this age group do not come under labor force participation rate. For example, housewives, full-time students, etc. The year 2000, now we are celebrating the end of First World War, anniversary, 100 years anniversary to the end of First World War. So 1918 is a remarkable year in the history because it marked an end of First World War. Now we are observing and celebrating this end of First World War. These are the important current affairs.